Hey there everyone, J-Funk here once again, here today talking about the state of Windwalker Monk in 11.2 so far. Obviously take all of this with a grain of salt since there aren't complete sims yet and we are still very early in the PTR. As I record this, Blizzard have announced a new build for tomorrow, so a lot of this can change. I'd like to start off with Shadowpan. The bad news here is that the 2-piece for Shadowpan is still bugged, resulting in really skewed logs that you may have seen floating around on like the bench podcast, stuff like that. Rule of thumb is that if Flurry Strikes is their highest damage, they probably exploit it a bit. This exploit is once again a reminder, if you fixate during SCF, it triggers the 2-piece, which then allows you to have infinite Flurry Strikes during your cooldown windows, which is a lot of damage. That's all I'm going to talk about with Shadowpan. Myself, I've been mainly playing Conduit, as it seems to be working as intended, and I don't want to play Shadowpan if it's even the chance that I accidentally exploit by like habitually pressing fixate during my cooldowns. With Conduit, there is an experimental build that Conduit is running that is being called Blackout Kickless. This doesn't mean that you don't press Blackout Kick per se. The cast per minute of Blackout Kick goes from about 9 to about 2 to 3. Playstyle is pretty frantic, but it's honestly very fun, as you're basically just pressing Fist of Fury and RSK on cooldown while keeping up your heart window with Strike of the Windlord and Slicing Winds. This is what the talent build looks like. You drop Blackout Kick themed talents completely in favor for different stuff, and towards the bottom you can optionally drop Rolling Dragon Punch, as I've done here, as in my testing the rotation felt smoother without it. The results of this is that in raid testing it seems to perform pretty good on the low target cleave or single target fights as you would expect, but a Mythic Plus tends to fall off behind on the bigger pulls. The vibe that I get from these tier sets is that once Shadowpan is fixed, it may be played in Mythic Plus dungeons and with larger pulls, and Conduit will be reserved for raid and smaller pull dungeons. I also want to note before I end this video that in terms of trinket options, Conduit has a 90-second cooldown on use mastery trick from the new dungeon, but the gem of this raid potentially is the melee spy master trinket, the unyielding nether prism. It seems to be very strong for us in general and could be used for both hero talent options, as there may be situations where you hold CDs on fights or even play 2-minute Shadowpan potentially. And the way this trinket works is very flexible, and you can have up to 15 stacks, which allows you to save the stacks if you need to. Anyway, that's do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.